What up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Tyler with Tarver Academy, and we are going to learn some math today. If you could, before we get started, hit that red subscribe button. I straight up appreciate that, man. And that way, if you ever need help again, I got you. You can find me. You're like, where's that guy? I'm right here. Hit red subscribe. All right, let's get started. So we're looking at like a longer multi-step equation, and we want to know how to solve it, okay? So I'm going to help you break down the steps to solving these types of multi-step equations. Okay, so the first thing we do is we recognize where our equal sign is. It's right here, okay? And now, before I start like trying to go across the equal sign, because that's usually where people get confused, what I want to do is I want to break down everything that's on the left side of it and then everything that's on the right side of it, okay? And you might notice it's going to be a little easier to break down our right side because it's already done. It's already a number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do something that is called combining like terms. So I'm going to combine like terms. And that's just what it means. It's just what it sounds like. You're combining terms that are similar. And so, for instance, this 3x, that's going to combine like 2 plus 2. That combines for 4. 3 plus 3 combines for 6. 10 plus 8 combines for 18. 3x is going to combine, or just like do regular math, with other parts of this that have the same exact makeup. So that means that I need something with an x. So I'm going to say this one is, because it's a 5x, and I'm going to include the sign in there. That's how I know if I'm adding, subtracting. This is just a regular 4. I'm not going to include it. Here's another x. I'm going to include it. And then there's a 7. I'm not including it. And again, I'm stopping at my equal sign. Okay, I don't want to go across there yet. We're going to get to that part. So I want to combine these three. So when you combine them, what it means by combine like terms is I'm just doing regular math. What is 3x plus 5x? 8x. And then what is 8x minus, and that's another, like 1x. There's only 1x there. So 3x plus 5x is 8x. And we're going to subtract 1x. So that's going to give us 7x. Now, I like to mark these out because I make sure that I don't like use them twice or accidentally to bring them down. I've combined them. These now, all three are this. 3 plus 5 minus 1. And then the x stays with it. A lot of students will drop that x for no reason. You got to keep that x with it. Now, let's see if we can combine any just like regular numbers. We got a positive 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7 is positive 11. Don't forget that sign. A lot of students will forget that sign and leave it there, and they'll start bringing down rando numbers, and they won't know what to do with them. All right, I've got my equal sign. I did that. Nothing left over here. Equal sign, and then 88. Sometimes they'll have stuff on this side for you to like break down and combine like terms. In this case, we don't have to. It's just a straight up number, okay? So that's pretty easy. Now, is there anything, can I combine these two? 7x plus 11. No, I can't because this has an x with it. An x, the X Factor, starring Simon Cowell. No? Okay. So with that x, we can't combine them because it needs the same variable there. It has to have, both of them have to have x's for us to add or subtract them, okay? Cool. Because that's what we're trying to figure out. X is what we don't know. So we can't combine it because it doesn't fit. So now this is where it gets, not complicated, but this is where it gets weird. This is regular math. You're combining stuff that is regular math. But anytime you go across the equal sign, that's when you got to get a little crazy, all right? So you've got to do the opposite to get something across that equal sign. So right here, do I want to combine the 7x or the 11? Which one do I want to put over here? I said combine, sorry. Which one of these two do I want to get over here? That's right, I want to get this 11 because these are regular numbers. I want to keep the regular numbers together. The example I always use is you can't play a PlayStation game on an Xbox. Okay, this is your Xbox. See what I did there with the X? These are your PlayStation games. So you got to keep them together until the very end. So you've got to do this. We did regular. 2 plus 2 is 4. 6 plus 6 is 12. All that. Here, to get it across, we have to do the opposite. And the reason we're doing the opposite of adding 11 is because that allows it to disappear from this side. But you can't just make things disappear. This is not The Prestige, starring Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman. What you're going to have to do is you have to erase it to get it to where this is 0. Because what's positive 11 minus 11? 0. So it's gone. So this side is left with just 7x. Bring down my equal sign. But I can't just get rid of it. There has to be repercussions. Anytime you subtract something or add something from one side, you have to do the same thing to the other side. So I subtracted 11 there. I have to subtract 11 here as well. So 88 minus 11 is 77. Last step. You notice how I did the opposite to get rid of that? I've got to do the opposite to get rid of this 7 as well. It's the last thing. I'm trying to get everything away from the x. I want the x to be all by itself. I'm not very good at singing. So, how do I get rid of this? Well, you need to look at what's happening. It is 7 multiplied by x. What is the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. Very good. So, instead of multiplying, I'm going to divide 7 on both sides. What's 7 divided by 7? It's not 0. Here we wanted 0. We don't want 0 here because 0 times x would be 0 and it'd screw up our whole problem. We want 7 divided by 7, which anything divided by itself is 1. So that would cancel out, and we're left with 1x, which 1 times anything is just itself. But remember, if I do that to this side, I have to do that to this side as well. So what is 77 divided by 7? 11. So I have found my x. Now, if you wanted to check that, you could always take that 11 and then plug it in for all of your x's up here that were up here and solve this whole side of the problem and see if it equals 88. So anytime you get a problem like this you're trying to solve and it's multiple choice, you can always check it and compare it and make sure it works. A lot of people like to work backwards and just pull the number out of the multiple choice options and plug it in. Instead of doing all this, they just plug it in here and solve it and see if it works. But then again, if your teacher asks for you to show work, you got to do that. Okay, so I hope this helped. Thank you guys again. If you could, please subscribe. Check out some more of these videos, some of the series we got going. We got some fun stuff happening. And I'll talk to you later. Peace. Bye. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for watching. If that helped at all, please subscribe to this channel. It's free, costs nothing. Just click the little red subscribe button unless they change the color. Look at this lighting. Oh, wow.